Thanks very much for speaking to ELIMU Nguvu. Education is power, or education crowns. This is the department that deals with the talent that comes in form of creative arts, performing arts. You've mentioned even visual arts alongside.
Yeah.
And you talked about performing arts, not the ones that is performed.
Yeah.
So when you talk about visual, for instance, or literary, what exactly are we talking about?
Literary is more literature.
The one that's written?
Novels, poetry, plays. Yeah. But then once you convert that play into a performance, then that's a performing art. Yeah, it's no longer literary art. Yeah. So performing arts most times emerge from literary art. Most of the times they are written before they are performed. Yeah, that's why you have a play that is written and a drama that is performed.
And for as long as it's something that we can see or watch, then we're calling it visual. Is that right?
Yes, as long as it is conceived and perceived. It's perceived by the eye. It is visual.
Okay. Creative arts is a course, and basically or specifically performing arts.
Yeah.
When somebody comes now to study it, what does the course entail? What is it that they are taught?
We teach the production levels, which starts by pre-production, that is playwriting, pitching, treatment, location scouting, booking the halls if you are to do a production, budgeting, all those are pre-production. And then we teach now production. Production, which involves directing, acting, stage craft, musical theater, infusing music into the production, costume, decor, makeup, all those are under production.
Someone actually told me that makeup is not just makeup for looking good, that actually you're taught how to create a wound on a surface, for instance.
Exactly. Those are now issues of makeup. We also, actually, in the department, we have a tailoring section at Rural campus. We have a whole room full of sewing machines. We have a section we have a furniture place. How do we call this? A workshop for furniture, where we make our students make sets, stage sets. We also have a dark room for photography that will be needed to be used on stage, if we must use on stage. So those are the areas that we do in production. And then now in post-production we have marketing. We have the work of we teach actually producing. How do you produce? How do you market? How do you do things like ticketing? How do you organize festivals? How do you, all those things that come after the product is ready for showing, etiquette, public public relations, how do you communicate with the tripartite work between the producer, the crew, and the director. Yeah.
And this actually teaches you on how to get investors on board, maybe for you to get to sponsor your product.
We teach that, and organizing theater festivals. Yeah.
Because I'm assuming it doesn't just take actors and actresses and a director and a producer. You have to know how to get money to come on board. So there's economics.
The economics.
And all that is
now is
taught.
under arts marketing and management,
which is a course.
So
then that beats the idea that someone has to just have talent and that's it to excel in this industry.
And that's why they are exploited, because you have talent yet you don't know how to manage it. Then you find a quack who tells you, I can give you 1 million shillings for your talent. Then that person actually gives you the 1 million shillings and takes away 10 million from you. Yet, if you had known marketing, you would have taken the 10 million and invested in yourself as an.
You get to know the worth of your talent.
Yes.
So, how about those who also tend to think that you must be talented first before you pursue creative arts or performance? You said performance?
Performing arts.
Performing arts,
yes,
as a course.
Yes.
Is it a requirement?
Our admission criteria has been open because Kenyan industry has not had a very clear-cut policy on performing arts. But since we are pumping into the market quite a number of graduates, we now feel it's time to start regulating even our admission criteria. Yes, people say they are talented. They come here. A student will come here and tell you, "Niko na interest, niko na passion, niko kwa moyo." But then you need to do something with that interest. You need to have done something with it. There are so many avenues in Kenya. We have estates where people have church theatre. People have estates theatre groups. For those who come from villages, there are those village troops, performing about sanitation, performing about health issues, performing about. When I was before I joined the university, we had one. We were performing about we called it SAIPE. Right now, it's a very big organization in Western Kenya. We were performing about HIV issues to do with how to avoid or the ABCs of HIV. Yeah, so there should be something done.
You must have interacted with your talent.
Yes, it's not just a question of
and you have proof.
Yes, exactly. And most of those little groups, youth groups at home, they give you a certificate. Somebody can write you a recommendation. Alternatively, if you have gone through high school, you must have been involved in a way in
drama festivals or music festivals.
Those vicarious clubs. Because this is a vicarious department. You can't. There's no way a student will come here and expect to exploit talent that has not been identified. We have always wanted to have our admission criteria changed so that the student who we are admitting has his or her talent identified
already.
Yes. But the problem we have now for that is that some of them are like animators. We also teach animation. Animators rarely will they be involved in this kind of work. They like drawing. So what on our admission criteria, what we tell them is we need to have a portfolio. What have you drawn? Yeah. If you can do it on paper, then you can do it on machine.
On machine. Yeah. So that kind of evidence and proof that one has talent is a criteria for one to be admitted.
It is not yet.
It is not yet.
But that is the direction.
That is a direction. So what happens to probably learners who are just passionate but have not yet really identified strongly with acting as a talent? Is it possible that you can actually get a possible talent out of somewhere where it's not really developed yet?
Okay. In the department, you will realize we have a variety or varied levels of talent. There are some which are raw, and developed. There are others who are already developed and they are so high. There are others who you can push along. Okay. For those who are highly developed, actually we have a problem with them because when we teach as lecturers, we teach the average student. We don't teach the super bright students. But then now you find that it's like we are dragging them down. So we need to give them more work. Some of those bright ones, some of those super talented ones, we actually advise them to take 8 units. So now their time is taken quite well. Additionally, we involve them in a drama festival. We involve them in dramatic activities in the department, not just in the department, but in the university. You will see some of them performing during university events, and when there are gigs that need performers, we recommend them. So their energy is used
properly.
Their super talent is used, but properly.
There is the misguided notion and concept that talent is more important when it comes to this industry than education, than coming to learn something about it. How do you respond to that?
As you say, it's misguided because talent needs to be guided. Talent needs to be disciplined. Talent needs to have direction. And talent needs to to be given a way in which it operates. Okay, because you cannot just be talented and do things your way without knowing what others are doing. You know, training enables you to know what has been done, what is being done, and what can be done. Okay, so without training, you can't know some of these things. You can't know, for example, directing skills. Peter Brook, as a director, how did he do his directing, and therefore how can I slot myself in or break the rules that he established to come up with my own directing style? You can't. You need to know how it was done. Well, there are people who say, I go to YouTube, I go to YouTube and learn from YouTube, or I go to internet and learn from internet. But what they don't know is that when you are in the classroom setting, there is so much that comes into perspective that you can't get when you are alone. There are so many students in that class who are doing different researches. The lecturer who has been doing research in, year out, and guiding all these perspectives that come into class. A group work always is better than an individual work, and the class gives you that kind of like-minded group. Yeah.
And you get to learn the probably mistakes that others have made.
Yes, and correct them. Because for learning, you don't have to do all the mistakes to learn. You can learn from what the mistakes others have learned. Yeah.
So you don't have to go through the hassles of learning through mistakes.
Yes.
Then there is acting within this, which is a talent on its own. You either have it or you do not have it. But you mentioned that there are different types of acting, and that education will make one identify.
Exactly. Acting, the problem again with Kenya is that people equate performing arts to acting.
True, even I do that.
Acting is just a component of performing arts. Acting is just a component of performing arts. There are so many other components, including, as I said, costume and makeup, including directing, which is far much more important than acting, because a director is like an overall. There is marketing, there is management. You know, sometimes when students come into the department, you realize they start taking their specializations slowly by slowly. Although we take them through all this, but with time you just realize that this student is eventually she wants to be a makeup artist,
and not an actor. Or
yes. Yeah. Although she will still go through the motions of acting, directing, you know, location scouting and all that, screenwriting, because it's good to know a bit of everything, so that when you are a director, you are telling the actor or actress to make a certain movement. You must know that. Yes, that movement is directed, it is motivated. Yeah, you need to know such basics. You basically have to be a graduate from acting into leveling into directing. Not necessarily. You can direct without acting, but you need to know something about acting. Okay. You need to know something about costume and makeup, so that when the makeup artist comes and tells you, he or she has made the artist, the actor in a different way, you say, well, this is good, but not for this scene. Is what I wanted. Yes.
I'd just like to go under the name artist. I don't have, I am majorly an actor and a comedian. But yeah, it started when I was young. I was a weird child, and you know, I didn't know that this is what I was gonna end up doing. So it was just a bunch of wearing your mom's heels and, you know, running around with avocado's breast.
I describe myself as a performing artist. I do various kinds of performances. I can do MCing, I can do stand-up comedy, I can act on stage, I can also sing and dance. So I'm a mixture of various talents.